And we're live.
Hello, everyone. We're back for action. I don't know why these intros are so hard for me. I do them every week. Hi, everyone. We're playing an actual play of Fantasy Craft, and this is The Last City. I'm Christine. I don't know how to do intros very well, and I'm playing Dorothy, the unborn mage, and my pronouns are she or they. And today we're joined with Hadrian.
Hello, my name's Hadrian. Pronouns he, him. I'm playing Viper, the martial artist. Who is she, her?
Thank you. And Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. I'm playing Madame V. My pronouns are NNs, and her pronouns are she, her.
Great. And of course, we're being GM'd by Austin.
Hi everyone, I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing everyone except for these three.
And unfortunately, Cassandra couldn't make it with us tonight. She is having more computer troubles.
Yeah. So Ingril remains in quarantine for the next while. Alright, so last we left our heroes, the three of you, along with Foxglove and Gentleman Moose, had investigated Salassar's manor in the southern end of the merchant quarter, and you had found that the poor fellow, along with his son and butler, were all dead, most likely murdered through hypothermia. You also discovered that Salassar was deep in debt in increasing amounts of debt, the Dirtfolk Guild, someone named Hennet Allin, and, of course, Lord Omba Broadwing. So, we left the three of you at the manor. What are you all going to do now?
Be startled by what I can only assume was a cat. Well, it is still the middle of the night, correct?
Yeah, it's probably getting on towards 1 a.m. at this point.
Yeah. That makes things a little awkward if we're gonna be
It sure does.
knocking on doors and doing interrogations.
Yep. Especially since I think that you and Madam V need to sleep.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Just a quick cat nap would be great.
Yeah. I'm just checking if there's like anything about how much you need to sleep. Because so Fantasy Craft rules can be a little obtuse, especially in its layout. So there's nothing in actually being a root walker which talks about sleep. It just mentions that you only need one meal per day.
I have light sleeper down for some reason.
You have to check under the entry for plant.
I was headed there next. Yeah, so okay, let's see. Plant. Yes, you gain light sleeper, so now I have to look up that ability. How did I ever play this? Oh, okay. So actually, light sleeper does not actually affect the amount you need to sleep. Interestingly, okay. It just means that when you are asleep, it's not a terminal situation, which means that someone can't just coup de grace you for free. Someone can't just come up and slit your throat while you're napping.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, that's so handy.
Yep, and it explicitly says that a plant ages, must eat, sleep, and breathe. So, which is an interesting note. Like, it can make sense when you have, sapient plants like the root walkers, but what if you're just dealing with, like, I don't know, a big old Venus flytrap that doesn't have a personality other than consume.
How do you determine when an oak tree is asleep?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Winter?
what you're saying is that plants can't be ambushed.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
at least when they're sleeping. Okay. So,
All right. So I think we probably should head back to the townhouse then and get some rest.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys there.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
yeah, constructs like Dorothy don't need to sleep. They also don't age, and they don't eat or breathe.
Well, all right then. You just enjoy your night out on the town, my friend.
Thank you. I will.
All right. So we will catch up with Dorothy in a little bit. So V and Viper, the two of you return to the townhouse, and there's still a ring of guards around the outside. They've got their torches to keep light on the situation. A couple of them are yawning, as it is the middle of the night. It's early morning at this point. And there appears to be a sergeant who clearly has some instructions about you three and just waves you on past.
Alright.
And what do the two of you do?
Is there anything left in the townhouse? Like, I think we took some the bodies back to the back or something?
Yes, you stuck them in the pantry, if I recall correctly.
Go into storage. What is that? The pantry?
I think it was.
Eh,
It's near the kitchen. That doesn't necessarily.
it's cold storage, so
That's not a good long-term idea, I don't think. Has there...
Something. Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to do something about that.
At some point. Well, go ahead.
Fun morning. So, is there any,
That's a-
like, has anything...
That's a problem for tomorrow, me.
Exactly. Has anything been, like, moved or disturbed or cleaned, or has anything changed since we left?
I think maybe the messes from like the chair that was broken during the struggle has been cleaned up, and any food that got spilled or drinks likewise. Clearly Ingril has been keeping herself busy, presumably to not think about what has happened, or to keep her mind off of it as best as she can. I think she's left a note on the table that you find that just says that she's gone to bed. Please don't disturb me at this time.
Fair.
Fair.
Is there anything to do before bed? Is there like if we're just fucking story gaming it, then I'm gonna do a quick walk around and then start actually preparing to go to bed, and then do that. But like, is there anything mechanically I should be considering?
I don't
For that.
I don't think so. So long as you get enough sleep, I don't think there's like this isn't, like an OSR game where it's like make a roll to see how well you sleep. Oh, actually, as soon as I said that, I remembered something, which was that if you are wearing armor, you will not sleep as well unless you have a specific feat. But I don't think either of you wear armor because you are giant tree people.
No.
Yeah. So I think you're good. So V's going to sleep. As soon as she gets in, Viper, are you up to anything?
I can't really think of any mischief that would be productive. So likely Viper just sort of kicks her boots off and passes out on a couch
Fair.
unceremoniously.
V, where are you sleeping?
Still in her suit from dinner. Just
Oh. I don't remember what the townhouse looks like.
I'll take you over to the townhouse sheet on roll 20. I guess we'll move over to the play screen.
Probably one of the guest rooms. I remember there's a couple of those. So I'll take that if no one else is in there. But
Yeah.
I do not just sort of fall asleep in my daily finery. There's like a whole fucking thing.
They're into rollers.
the opposite of Viper.
Yeah. It's probably like a half an hour before V actually like lies down
Well,
or stands straight. I don't know what she does actually.
well, now's the time to decide.
Now's the time to decide. Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I think that she can sleep standing up, but she'd like sort of, like, find something to plant down on, and with her roots, and then sort of twists herself into like a knot to fall asleep in.
She sleeps in knots. All right. You mentioned a rather extended going to bed preparations. What was that? What's that like?
Well, I'm glad that you asked because I definitely have this prepared. So she has a skirt of she has like a hoop skirt structure that is like separate from her, but she has a bunch of cuttings that she's grafted onto herself that sort of like lay on top of that. So mostly it's sort of pruning any dead leaves or bad growth there, and then like taking care of all that, making sure that it'll rest well, and then like I don't know, just tree hygiene stuff, you know.
Yeah, just standard tree hygiene.
And then figuring out a good way to sleep so that everything breathes well, mostly.
Okay.
Does Madam V have like astonishingly smooth bark?
I think so. It was it like the what is it, a eucalyptus tree that has like when it comes out off in layers, it's like multicolored. Sorry, it's like that. I think probably she can get different colors from the different layers that she
Brad.
groups. Yeah. So.
Nice. All right, so Viper and V have turned in for the night, but the unsleeping, unblinking Dorothy remains awake and active.
I hadn't really thought about the unblinking part until just now.
Well, maybe that is unfair. Does Dorothy have eyelids?
Yeah, they go back when she lies down.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I was about to say, are they the weird rotating eyes? Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I haven't decided if her mouth moves when she talks or if it's like this might like reveal weird things about my internet habits, but have you ever stumbled across those videos that you know has to be someone's kink because it's so weird, where people are wearing like silicone lady faces?
I've been on that part of YouTube.
Yeah. I might just move like that as she's talking.
Wow.
Like her, so it's like the face moves, but the mouth doesn't. Ah, fantastic.
Huh.
She's stuck in a hell of her own creation. That's why you plan better if you're going to choose your body for a couple centuries. Millennials.
So on a rules related note, I just searched, I did a quick Control F for sleep in the Fantasy Craft core document, and there are no rules for sleeping. Which some, like, of all the things that Fantasy Craft has rules for, I have not found anything that is like, when you don't sleep, you gain X.
Actually, there is. You want to look at fatigue? It's under there, and also your type of sleeping, like where you sleep, depends. Because if you have poor lodgings, then you wake up with a greater fatigue.
Ha.
Thank
But
you.
I don't think that the townhouse is poor lodgings.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so next time you need to look something up, you just have to look up the opposite of the thing that you're looking for.
I guess, or at least just I should just ask Christine.
Yeah, that seems faster.
All right. Okay, yes, I see. You start with the fatigued condition if you don't get a good sleep. All right. So, back to Dorothy. What are you up to?
So, if you look at page 356, there's rules for dismantling. And Salazar has already removed the gold filigree of most of the rooms, but his room still has some gold. And I got a whole fight. And a miniature smith's kit, so, you know. So, you break the item down and produce raw materials, and it takes a number of hours equal to the item's complexity divided by 5. And with success, you get raw materials of approximate type equal to half the item's value. Or with critical success, you get raw materials equal to the item's value. So the item specifically that I'm breaking down is the gold filigree off of the material.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have, so it's based off of the size of it, so it goes from diminutive to vast.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably tiny, I would imagine.
Okay, all of the gold?
Yeah, because there's ultimately, like, not that much gold across its, finery. It's not a gold cabinet.
Okay, so that will take me 30 minutes, and it would give me 2 silver times the average crafting bonus. Because that's for, group, how many people, and it's just me.
Since it's explicitly gold, we'll say it's 3 silver times the average crafting.
Oh, okay. Oh, so 3 silver...
Times whatever the average crafting is.
Yeah.
As opposed to 2.
Okay. Will it just be basically nah, it doesn't matter. Never mind. I don't know. So do I roll?
It sounds like it. I mean, you looked up, you're the one who looked up this obscure rule.
It's not obscure. It's perfectly normal to read this because you can't go to bed. So I got 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you spend a half hour scraping the gold filigree out of Salazar's furniture with his corpse lying nearby.
I put a blanket over it. It's not looking at me.
Yeah, point of order. I did put a blanket on it before I rummaged through his books last time.
That's fine. The corpse is still there.
Shh.
can pretend it's not. It's got a blanket on it. Is there any other looting that you're going to do in this manner?
No, it seems like I've already looted everything of value, unless I like take his clothes, and I'm not there yet.
You checked his teeth?
God. I want to say she's not there yet, but instead she doesn't think to check his teeth.
Wow. Are you sure you're not playing the burglar class?
The mage is any class it wants to be. Depending on the spells.
Okay, so your average crafting modifier is 6. So 3 times 6, you get 18 silver out of scraping the gold out of the furniture.
Yeah. I have research to do.
Is there any other nonsense you're getting up to in the middle of the night?
Yes, I am putting together the schematics for rat armor to be dropped off at a armor making place to commission it. So that's what I'm doing. It's just a lot of diagrams, and then I get distracted and draw my rat several times in the margins, and then like in fancy outfits. And
Okay, and where are you doing this design work?
Well, I guess first I go back to the townhouse, and I notify one of the guards. I notify one of the guards about the corpses in Salassar's place, because I feel like we should report that to the police. And then I go back and do my work in. I don't know. I don't think there's any like human-sized rooms, let alone doll-sized rooms there.
Absolutely not.
Let me have a look at where I'm gonna go to the library and work and grab one of the giant-sized pillows from an empty room for Foxglove to sleep on.
Okay. Yeah, so you go into the library and you see that there's a shrine to the storm god in the library, and a wide variety of books in here, and there's a writing desk with everything you need to make your diagrams. Alright. I don't think there's a role for designing this, right?
No, this is just fluff.
Yeah. Okay.
Useless plot details. Get to the map.
All right. So, Viper and V, when do either of you typically wake up?
When the light hits the window, probably.
Oh, do you unfurl like a beautiful
Yeah.
flower?
Viper wakes up when she is woken up.
I had a feeling one of you would be up at dawn and the other would be a late sleeper, but to be honest, I thought it would be reversed. Okay. So I guess I was gonna say, V, you're the first one awake, and that's technically true. So what do you do?
Well, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about it, and I think that when Madame V is asleep, she just sort of looks like a tree. Like, there's no part of her that, like, belies the fact that this is a human figure when it's awake. So she sort of puts herself together, and I think spends a little bit of time doing that, putting herself together, and then heads down to the kitchen and makes something.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, you come downstairs and you can see Viper just passed out on a couch. I think there is like lamplight coming out from under the door in the library. And you go into the kitchen and you can make yourself a meal. And because that is actually something that is mechanically relevant because fantasy craft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am going to pull up the options for your sustenance. Let's see, what would that be under? Services, I think.
No.
No,
It's gear.
it's under gear. Okay.
I only need the one, so
Yep.
So table 411, page 156 or 65. Sorry, 165.
Okay. Yes. So in here you can find the stuff to make comfort food, filling food, or fresh food, or hearty food, I guess. So those are basically like, do you want a +1 bonus to will saves, fortitude saves, remove the sickened condition, or decrease a level of fatigue? Or you can have a coffee or tea, which will give you a reflex save bonus.
I love the idea of sitting down with like a cup of Turkish coffee. That's the life, honestly. That's the dream. So I'm gonna do that and get that reflex save.
Okay, so keep in mind that you have a +1 gear bonus to reflex saves for the rest of the day.
Hooray.
Are you making any food for Dorothy, Ingril, or Viper?
Well, I think I'll make. Well, do I know, Viper? Do I know if you drink coffee? Have we known each other long enough for that?
Yeah, you probably have figured that out, that she does not.
Okay. Well, I might put on, something anyway, like a tea or something. I guess I'll go and knock and see if Dorothy, do you want anything for breakfast? I know you don't typically eat, but you know.
Oh, thank you. Not for myself, but if you could grab some animal feed from the stable, I think that Foxglove would like that.
Certainly. Yeah, I can head down and do that.
Thank you.
I know what Viper likes. She likes warm milk.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why, but the idea of a plant eating something that comes from a mammal is very
Yeah, it's
creepy
messed
to
up,
me.
right? Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
I mean, I was gonna have that'd be just make some bacon really quick and have that for breakfast. But that's worse for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seymour. All right.
So yeah, I'll put together some breakfast for folks. And when I have that sort of sorted, I'll go over and give Viper a nudge.
Okay. I think while you're cooking, Ingril comes down, like, silently. She comes into the kitchen. And she says, "So what happened last night?"
Well, we headed to Salassar's, and he's very, very dead, and has been for quite some time, as well as his entire house.
Oh
and
my.
Yeah, so I suspect that he did not actually send that package. The timeline simply doesn't line up, and wouldn't have had the money to send it to begin with.
I see.
There are a couple of leads, but I suppose that's what we'll be doing today. How are you holding up?
Well, I've been keeping myself busy. There's a lot of paperwork that I need to familiarize myself with since Istal is gone. And I've also been informed that I am under quarantine for the next couple of days in case I turn sparked. So I guess I have lots of time to familiarize myself with what Istal was up to before they passed.
Yeah, I suppose you do. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine a worse condition in which to grieve.
Well, at least it keeps my mind off of things, for the most part.
Sure.
Do
Do you want some bacon? Do you want some breakfast? Can I make you something?
Yes, I'll just have whatever it is that you're making. It smells quite good. And I'll take it and return to my studies.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm not feeling especially sociable at the moment.
Understandable.
So she takes the food you prepared and goes back upstairs.
Yeah.
So, the three of you are now awake. You've had your breakfasts. Oh, Viper, is there a particular variety of meal that you want to have for a specific type of bonus?
What page was that again?
Oh, 165. Basically, it comes down to, do you want a will save bonus or a fortitude save bonus? Since you already said that you don't drink coffee or tea, and you don't have the second condition or any levels of fatigue.
Well, then let's go with the fortitude save bonus.
Okay. There you go. So, what are y'all gonna do with your day? It's probably fairly early since V said that she wakes up with the sunshine coming through the window.
Well, I suppose we ought to pursue some of these leads, right? At least have some conversations with the folks in question.
I'd also like to have a look into the courier lead to see who or what organization ordered or sent us the box. If we can trace that back.
That's probably the fastest way to figure out who did this, right?
Agreed.
I would also like to ask one of you a favor. If we're going to be looking into the Sparked, I would like to both equip myself better so that I might be able to handle myself against them, and also take steps to ensure that Foxglove is protected. However, merchants don't seem to take me very seriously when I try to buy things from them. I know why. Do either of you have any better luck with merchants? Do either of you have haggle?
I
No, I'm in that -1 total in that, which is very useful.
No.
yeah.
Uh,
I could try. I often wind up tipping when I shouldn't, but
It's
do any of us have points in this skill?
yeah. The answer is I have no points, but I have a 3
Yes.
bonus from wisdom. So, but yeah, I think you have the same.
You really need your girl. We need her to talk to people for us. We're not good at it.
we need a guy who can make phone calls.
Very true.
Okay. Oops. Great. Well, I just get so swept up in the sales pitch often, you know, I truly can't help you there. But I'd be happy to accompany you and maybe in force we'll make up for our drawbacks.
Also, if we're going to be doing a lot of talking, I have a suggestion for the lot of us. So again, there are rules for services. Basically, so with appearance bonus, if we get our appearance bonus up, it will help us with social roles. So if we get our laundry done, get a bath, get groomed, just basically make sure we look good, things will go better for us if we're going to be investigating. But if we're going to just harass people, we don't need that.
To be clear, grooming and a bath are only the bonus for the current scene.
Oh.
So I mean, it would help.
What about laundry?
Same. So I mean, it'll help for one scene, but after that, you've gone and made a mess of yourself once again.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put on my to-buy list a grooming kit, so I can just constantly brush my hair, I guess.
Isn't a little girl supposed to do that for you? Oh no, sorry, that was very heteronormative of me. My apologies.
Use some shears though. For me, not for you. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Dorothy's hair grows back.
No, she has to get it rerouted.
Yeah.
Stay away from fire.
Wow.
So, yeah. Is there any gear that everyone else wants to buy that we couldn't at the start because of our limited funds?
I might buy some bullets.
Yeah? Okay.
Do you not have any bullets for your gun?
I have no bullets for my gun.
That's so expensive, Austin.
A little Derringer, and it's mostly for show, right? You pull out the gun and everyone gets real nervous, and that's the point of the gun.
I thought it was to compensate for your lack of... Or, I don't know.
It's a small gun. I don't know what I would be compensating for.
Oh yeah, because it's a rules-wise, it's like a dueling pistol that's made smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tiny gun compensates for your huge stage presence.
A tree pulling a gun on someone.
Not just that, but it's like a gun that's tiny by like human size standards.
Pistol.
Oh, there actually is a Derringer in the rule book, essentially. But that's fine. Since it's actually more than your dueling pistol. But okay, so you're gonna go and find some bullets. So to be clear, I'm not gonna expect you to track your ammunition. Fantasycraft does have rules for that. I am not that kind of GM.
Fair.
If you just buy like 30 shots, we'll call that essentially infinite.
Okay, cool. How much is 30 shots?
That'll be 30 silver. But you're gonna have to roll to haggle.
Oh my god. Okay, I will do this.
So before, I think Christine has the right of it, everyone figure out what you want to buy beforehand, and then we can do a group haggle roll. Does that sound reasonable, or do y'all want to try and rely on your own wits to make your purchases?
Lord, no.
Yeah.
If anyone has... Oh, go ahead.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I calculated it both ways. For crafting armor that is smaller than the standard size. So I know that as you go down in size category, the weight and the cost decreased by 50% per size category. Now, when you're talking about upgrades, the upgrades that you apply to that are the upgrades like, say, so were I to get a diminutive padded armor straight up, it would be 1 silver. Now, would I do the upgrades to that 1 silver, such as the unborn is 200%, so that would be two silver, or would I apply it to the original cost?
What
Because
is?
I think you need to make a ruling, because I did scour the rule book and I didn't really see anything about the sizes, unfortunately, or like how to apply the upgrades.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that issue. So we will say that apply the upgrades first, and then apply the size modifier.
Okay, that's one way I didn't do it, so I get that.
Sorry. Okay. Well.
Okay, so
Well, you figure that math out. Viper V, do either of you have any questions about purchases or
Where is Kier again?
uh
In the book?
pay it the chapter
Starts on like 152. I think.
Yes. Is there anything in particular you can think of that you're looking for? I can better direct you that then.
Well, I wanted to take another look at the big gun that I took, the class 4, a musket, I guess.
183 has the black powder weapons.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Viper, any questions on your end?
As soon as I scroll to the correct page I'm looking for, should be blunt weapons.
This is why I have a tiny shitty pistol.
I'm willing to throw in whatever money to make up for any defects. Also, I have to sell the jewelry, and I was planning on giving the proceeds, like splitting it up to the group.
Oh, nice.
Just having like a pile of gold by the door so people could just take it if they need it and leave it if they can have it.
Take a silver, leave a silver.
It's communal living, man. It's fine. We own our goods, they don't own us. Okay, so...
So I guess what we see is like the three of you wandering through the market, asking asking around and looking at wares and so forth, and seeing what the gunsmith has on offer, for instance, and seeing if the goldsmith is interested in buying anything, unless you're going to a pawn shop, and seeing what's there.
Whoever doesn't ask questions, man.
Sounds like a pawn shop.
Sounds good.
Okay. So why don't we have you sell... Okay, we could either figure out like the total cost for everyone's stuff together and then subtract the cost of what you're selling from that, and then make the haggle roll to see how that total cost is modified. Or we could make the haggle roll for selling the thing and then you'd have whatever amount of silver to then spend on stuff. Which would you prefer to do, Christine, since you're the one with the jewelry?
I think she would probably sneak away and sell the jewelry because they saw it, and what they don't know won't hurt them. You gotta do sketchy things when you're in management of, like, well, not necessarily. When you're
Oh, you're declaring yourself to be in management now.
well, I think if I do the lighting, I'll probably deal with, like,
That's true.
some of the costs and
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, to be fair, we have referred to you as the stage manager, so you're technically correct.
The stage manager now. Technically, Foxglove is the stage manager, but
Ah.
I report directly to her, so... Okay, so I'll roll the haggle. And that
Assistant to the stage manager.
so that's 18, but I can only get 15. And then you roll the merchant's roll, and then the difference between the two.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I just have to look up.
It's under haggle.
Yep. No, I was looking up the merchant's modifier.
What?
Yeah, it is a lot. Or it will be a lot. From what I recall of previously running fantasy crafts, merchants, unsurprisingly, have very good haggle. Yeah, they have haggle grade 10, which is the highest it goes.
Good grief.
They know their business.
How dare they?
They do one thing.
Look, if you want to mug one, that's not going to help them any.
I'll arm wrestle you for all of your goods.
Ooh.
Now that would be a hell of a sell.
Congratulations, you have a shop now.
Wait. Oh. That's not too bad, actually.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, a difference of 7.
Yeah.
It's too bad you don't have any points into haggle, because then it would be even less. So difference of 7. So the buyer wins by 7 to 9. They get 60% of the asking price.
Okay, so I'm just going to do the quick math here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What's up, Sasha?
I want to get. I was looking at the kits that you could have. And pharmacist kit is pretty cool.
Yeah, for making poison.
If you have poison crafting.
Yes.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, you can see in the kits table, it'll say what skill is used for each of those different types of kit.
I see.
And on the way back, I'm going to commission some rat armor, I guess, since it's just flatly 2 times the amount of, like, the asking price of the armor. So that would be 8 silver.
Well, that'll also require a haggle roll.
Are you sure? Because it's a service.
Yes, because the base cost of the gear itself will be, it's not the base cost will be modified, right? Which then will ultimately affect the commissioned price. Okay. So just figure out what the total cost for that will be, and then once everyone figures out what they want, we'll combine it all together, and then we'll have a shopping montage.
I guess so.
I don't think any of y'all are. Does this mean that we're gonna get like a outfit trying on montage for Foxglove?
No, I had the specific diagrams. If there was pre-made outfits for a rat, then yes. But
is there like little a tailor with a little tape doing on the
no, this society discriminates against small to diminutive and below people. Well, I guess medium and below people. Society sucks.
I doctor's bag. Not
That
to play it into my own type, but
do you have the medicine skill?
I believe that I do. Yes, yeah, medicine. So
Do you have
yeah,
any ranks in the medicine skill?
I do. I have 2.
Okay, I'm just double checking. I wasn't sure because Lancer, I don't know what kind of skills Lancer has access to.
Right. I took that because I was hoping that like that V would at some point just become a walking apothecary.
Nice.
You might want to have a look at the Keeper class at some point.
This fucking game. Okay.
The Keeper is basically like, I have all the skills forever.
Huh.
Yeah.
And they're very good at making stuff. So, when I previously played in a fantasy craft game, I played an arms dealer who made explosives to sell. So, and so you're looking at a doctor's bag.
I am. Doctor's bag is 20 whole silver.
Starting to wonder if you've got the money with your 30 silver for the guns, the bullets now.
Yeah, I am starting to get close to my budget.
I just made $108 from stealing from a dead man,
Nice.
so you're good.
Yeah, remember also that it's going to be more expensive than the listed cost because of the haggle rolls.
Right.
So,
I might just get bullets then. I think I'm just gonna get bullets.
that's fair.
I also want to save up for that gun, and it's gonna be hard to do that when I'm spending all the money that I have.
Yeah. Viper, what about you? Have you found anything you've got that has caught your eye?
Yeah, manacles.
Well.
Well,
We're gonna be, I guess if we're gonna be cops.
Oh, right. We're cops now.
Hey, now you can turn in your badge and your gun. Okay, so manacles and anything else?
Just a simple lantern, a candle lantern. So if we get caught in a dark mansion again, we
Okay.
won't have to resort to torches.
Fair. Okay, so V is buying 30 silver worth of bullets. Viper, what's the total cost of your stuff?
The manacles are 20 and the lantern is 8, so 28.
Okay. And Dorothy, what's the total of your purchase?
Including the commissioned item?
Yes.
That is 64.
You're buying 64 silver worth of stuff?
Yeah. I
What?
had a whole shopping list.
Okay, what all are you getting?
I'm getting thieves' tools so that we can fix some locks if we need to. I'm getting a bar whip so I can have lethal damage. Actors props because this is entirely self-indulgent because I want when Dorothy is very when she's very tainted up, she has a mask that's just a replica of her face and she puts it over her face because she knows that being tainted looks weird to people, so she does it to make you feel better. Also, she knows it looks weird and she has so few joys in her life and she enjoys it. And then a grooming kit.
Nice. Okay, so altogether, y'all are spending 122 silver.
Okay.
Who is going to be making the haggle roll?
I can make it.
You don't have the highest bonus.
I don't.
This is not a who wants to, this is a mechanical.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Whoever has the highest bonus. It's either me or Dorothy or both. plus 3 and untrained. So
Yeah, you can go ahead. It's a well, no, it's not cooperation. It's
maybe you should have done
Oh.
it because I rolled a 2.
Oh boy. All right, let's see what this merchant gets.
Well, aren't we also? Sorry, I wanted to help, and I'm looking up how to do that.
Well, when you do a group roll, if only one of you needs to succeed, then the person with the highest modifier rolls, and if only one of you needs to fail, then the person with the lowest modifier rolls. That's how group actions are handled.
No, this isn't a group action. This is an assist.
Okay.
There is a separate.
Okay. You have to, for that, you have to roll, and if you make the DC, then Viper gets a +1.
I'm gonna roll.
Bump that up to a 6.
Yeah.
Who knows? That could make the difference.
Okay, that's a 15.
Okay, we'll say that gives a +1, so let's see what the merchant gets, or the merchants. Let's see if they just take you for all you're worth. Huh. I mean, they didn't roll great, but they still
Could
rolled.
have been much worse.
I mean, no, it couldn't have. They
We've maxed out.
Yeah. If the seller wins by 10 or more, then the price is 150% of what it would be. So
Yeah.
122 increase, so 183 is the total cost for all of your stuff.
Okay, do we want to have our individual costs and then we can throw in? Well, I'll throw in the.
Me and V only have 40. So
Well,
I have 54, I think. Yes.
oh,
54.
okay.
Well,
I've only got 40.
I'll throw in the 108, and then what is it after that, Austin?
it was 183 was the total cost for all your stuff. V's bullets were 45 silver after the increase in price. 28, that will be plus 14, 32, 42. 42 for Viper's purchases. So
Well, I'll put in my 40 and
I can spot those too. So that gets me down to seven.
okay, so we only have to worry about the cost for Dorothy's stuff then.
Yeah, and that is how much? Sorry.
Yeah. I said 42. Yeah, okay. So that would be 87. So 183 minus 87. Doing our taxes over here.
I love to play games where I split the bill with my friends.
96, Dorothy.
Okay, and is that with the 108 thrown in already?
That's the total cost of your purchases.
Oh, okay. So
That's all that's left to pay.
okay. So you each get 6 silver back. Woo. Okay.
Teamwork?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they came out of this. No, not. Never mind.
she's using us to launder that money. It's
All right. So I think the merchants are now going to be very happy to see the three of you wandering through the market in the future.
I bet.
Silver coin purses in hand, just looking around.
Looking like a bunch of rubes.
Just to gog at all the shiny things. Absolutely.
How much is this worth? That much? Okay.
It must be good if it costs a lot of money.
God, how did y'all even afford to put on an opera?
Sponsors.
Sponsors.
Someone
Also-
else bought the stuff.
Yeah, someone else is doing the accounting actually.
Okay.
I just look nice on stage.
Yes.
My job.
Oh, actually, that does raise a point. They beat you by 13. What's your appearance modifier, Viper?
It's not super high. 3.
3. Okay, so they still beat you by 10. So, because remember, you get to include your appearance modifier in social roles.
Right.
Well, the difference between
That's true.
maybe they're attractive salespeople.
Yeah, they probably have at least a +1. But at any rate, the price stands. So, your shopping done. It's probably about mid-morning at this point, probably getting on towards 11. What are the three of you gonna do with your arms full of shopping bags? Of course, Dorothy, the tailor you spoke with, or
It's gonna take a day.
yes, says if you return tomorrow morning, I will have this prepared for your companion.
Thank you. Please stick to the diagram I drew. I have very particular rat outfit needs.
There's no worry about that. I have little practice in this particular form of tailoring.
Truly a winning endorsement of your own skills.
Yeah. Just do what you usually do and make it smaller. That should make it easy, right?
The difference between making a dress for a person and making a dress for a doll is basically the same.
Same thing. Stack some Velcro on that. And you're good.
If he has a conniption. Velcro? I beg your pardon?
V's not a fan of Velcro.
Not out and about on the stage in an emergency, maybe.
So where do y'all go to continue your investigation, or are you up to some other shenanigans?
Let's go shake down the post office.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Who's going to be the good cop?
Dead silence.
I mean, I don't know that good is the term. I can be idiot cop. I'm very good at that.
Who has a good impress
Yeah, I
roll?
was gonna,
Oh.
let's metagame this, and I have 1 rank in impress,
Oh,
but I have 5 in intimidate.
cool. I have 2 in impress and 7 in intimidate. But I would rather not intimidate unless necessary, because then it affects someone's attitude towards you, which is a whole other set of tables because fantasy craft.
I don't understand this game. Okay, so I have a total of 2 and 0
It's-
ranks in impress. What actually matters between those 2?
Okay, so when you have ranks, that represents skill points that you've spent on that skill. It represents like formalized or self-taught training. The other modifiers are usually due to either natural ability or some other strange effect that you have. If you have 0 ranks in a skill, you qualify as untrained in that skill, which means that you can't get above a result of a 15 no matter what you roll and no matter what your other modifiers are.
Okay. Okay, well, I have no ranks in impress and 4 ranks in intimidate, but the total that I have for intimidate is 3.
Okay. Well,
However, I believe that V, you have a special ability for being a lancer that relates to intimidate. Wait,
Did I pick that though?
I believe it's the first level ability for being a lancer that just comes with. It basically is like people like commanding animals and commanding people is basically the same. I believe it's born in the saddle is the ability.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So most people are animals, so that makes sense.
God, I'm remembering the scene in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Gina intimidates Hitchcock and Scully into becoming friends again. And that's just like a perfect intersection of these skills, of this ability. So yeah.
Okay. Each time you fail an intimidate a right check and don't... So, okay. I still succeed as long as the DC is equal or less than your class level plus 20. Wild. Okay. So I'm really good at bossing people around, I guess.
And animals, too.
And also animals.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
okay, so I guess I use my grooming kit to literally paint on a fresh coat of makeup. Gonna go in there with a smile drawn on. Friendly.
Okay. So, you found out that there's basically, because of the nature of the closed market that is the last city, there's basically only one courier company called Sun's Rays Couriers. And so the three of you come in the front door. V and Viper, you two have to like scrunch down because even though the front area has a relatively high ceiling, most of the buildings in the city are built to accommodate humans, saurians, and elves, not people of your height.
It's fine.
So two
Is there like a front counter area?
There absolutely is. This
All right,
place is fairly bustling. There's a bunch of people going about. Couriers come in and out, carrying bags and parcels of varying sizes and shapes. There's a lineup of people at that counter waiting to be served. And it smells of like paper and ink and glue in here.
Ugh.
All of my favorite things.
So, the three of you are within. There is a haggard-looking clerk behind the front counter. And are you getting in line, or are you just going to...
No, I was going to say Viper, she just walks past the line and over sort of to the side of the counter and just sits on the counter and says, "We need to speak with the manager."
There's definitely people who are in line are like, "Hey, wait your turn." And
and then she cracks her lower knuckles.
So are you trying to intimidate the clerk to speak to the manager?
I mean, that certainly sounds like what I'm doing.
You're at the very least intimidating the the customers who are in line, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me that.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, give me that intimidate roll.
Alright, so intimidate. And my appearance is 3.
Okay, so that's a total of 15. Yeah, I think the clerk like looks up at you, towering above her. She's a human woman in like this very unflattering beige uniform that all the couriers seem to be wearing, and it has a stylized, simplified sun over the breast in a darker brown, which is a hell of a choice for a sun. And she just looks at you and you say you want to speak to the manager. And for like, I don't think that it's even like terror. There's no hint of fear in her eyes. She's just so used to this kind of I want to speak to your manager bullshit. She looks like she's about to rebuff you for a second and then decides that you're so serious, it's just not worth the effort. And so
I intimidated her just enough that she decided it was not her problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the perfect amount of intimidation.
Yeah. So she just reaches below the counter and picks up a handbell and shakes it over her head twice with a ding ding, and then puts it back down on the counter. And a spindly looking iguanian comes out from behind the counter from a back room, swinging doors, and is wearing a very similar outfit, but this one had the sun symbol is embroidered in like a yellow thread, and says, "Hello, my name is Sarah Kosh. I'm the manager here. You required some assistance?"
Can we try some sugar before we try the spice?
Well, I was about to say I'll just kind of lower my hand down towards the counter, and if he follows my hand, he'll see Dorothy there, peeking.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dorothy. I'd like to talk to you about a matter of public safety, please.
Impress. 21. And I have an appearance bonus of 5.
5. Okay. Well, that'll only be +4 because he's a manager. He has on a nice uniform. So he has a +1 appearance modifier. A matter of public safety.
His high-waisted shorts have cargo pockets.
Oh my.
That sounds very serious. If you could follow me this way, I'll speak to you in my office. And so he gestures over to the side and leads the three of you into a small office that...
Oh boy.
Yeah, the three of you fit in on the other side of the desk, which has like a bunch of very tidy piles of paperwork on it, and he sits down in the chair behind the desk. There's two on the other side. You probably have to remove the two of them from the room for V and Viper to fit inside. I don't know where Dorothy's gonna go because the desk is quite high.
Tell you what, I'll stand outside the office and just kind of duck my head into the door.
And V, where are you at?
I don't know that I'm involved in this. I think I'm captivated by some very pretty stationery, and I'm letting y'all take the lead on this one.
What is V's relationship to this stationery like? Because I mean, paper must be a bit of a thing, or at least
It's
like
leather.
Yeah, it's like a really beautiful leather thing, I think if she found something that was made out of eucalyptus, it would be like finding like a preserved tattoo, right? Like, in which I don't think she'd be very happy handling it, but she can admire it at least.
Fair. Yeah, they definitely have like a display case of the various kinds of paper and parchment and vellum you can purchase here, as well as various inks.
Yeah.
So, Viper, you're ducking into the office from outside, keeping the door open.
I'll let Dorothy go in and take a chair or whatever. But
So, Dorothy, you sitting in this human iguanian elf-sized chair makes you look not unlike a small child in it. And Sarakash is sitting across from you and says, "So, a matter of public safety, you said?"
Yes, we need to know about a package that was delivered last night to, what's the townhouse called? The Storm Giant Embassy? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yes. We need to know who gave the order for it to be delivered, if you, and any paperwork you have associated with them, please.
Well, you see, I would be very grateful. I would very much like to help you, but whoever, you see, we have privacy concerns in the packages that we send, and so
I pull out my letter saying that I am a cop. It just says Dorothy is a cop, also a rat. Any help you can provide for us would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. I think this will require another roll.
Okay.
But you'll have. I'll give you a +4 modifier because you have the I am a cop paperwork that is signed by the vice commander.
Commander now.
Yeah, I think word of that still hasn't quite gotten out entirely.
Stamped with the commander seal.
Yes. I'm just saying, like, the wider public knowledge.
No, but it was stamped with the commander seal.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, like, the public at large does not know that the commander is deceased yet.
Yes, but the new commander took the old commander seal.
I understand.
Okay.
I am not denying that. This person will see that. I'm just saying that, like, outside of this room, people do not know that the commander is dead and the vice commander is now the commander. That's
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Impress. 16 plus 4, so that's 20 plus 24.
Okay. So, that
They
is.
roll against resolve.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a roll every single time. We're just gonna go with DCs unless it's like someone notable.
Are you saying that public servants aren't notable, Lester?
come on,
And so
the shift lead teller at the post office is not notable.
Sirakosh says, yes, this is. You do have authority here. All right. If you'll give me a moment, I'll look through my paperwork and see what there is on this matter. And so he pulls out a drawer on a filing cabinet and starts rifling through the paperwork and pulls out some paper and looks at it. And, okay, it's delivered to the Giants delegation. Yes, alright. Turns the paper over and slides it towards you and points to the entry and says, one very large crate to be delivered, same day delivery, brought to us by a servant of Salassar, named Ronus Makar. And let's see, delivered same day as promised. Payment was in silver, and yes, I hope that's helpful.
Could you please bring the person who inputted this information? Could you bring them in, please, so that we could ask some details about the alleged servant?
All right. Just a moment. And so he, scuttles by you, Viper, on his way out.
Excuse me.
And he goes to a back room and returns with a young elf man who's like mumbling about being on his break, and
I'm a cop. Don't give me an ounce of power, please.
and he sees you like looming over the doorway, Viper, and is like, whoa. And then says, you had some questions for me?
Would you please describe the...
You're not a doll.
I don't appreciate people who shout when they see me, but no, well, yes, I am a doll. Do you recall,
So we're just going right into it, huh?
yesterday, you
He gets more
had
interjection.
a client. Yesterday, you had a client request a same-day delivery to the Storm Giants embassy.
Yeah, that was the big fuck-off package. And then Sarakosh is like, excuse me? And he's like, that really big package. The crate. Yeah.
Yes. So, since the package stood out in your mind, did also the servant who bought it or paid for it?
What was it? I mean, you gotta understand, I see so many people every day.
Yes, but this was yesterday.
Yeah, I'm literally paid not to remember who delivers stuff, and Sarakosh is just like gesturing, like cut it out. This guy's like, but yeah, it was a human guy, I think. I don't know what his name was. He was, I guess, like a little shorter than me. This guy is like probably about 5'6". I don't know. He said he was some rich guy's servant. He, I guess, had the clothes to match. Looked dressed nice enough.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing like a blue shirt, like nice black pants.
Is there a chance that I could get him to remember a little more clearly?
What do you do?
Put a hand on his shoulder and set him down in a chair and say, I need you to quit thinking and I need you to start knowing.
Okay, give me that intimidate roll.
That is a natural 1.
Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna activate that. And so Sarah Kosh is like, excuse you? I don't appreciate you threatening my employees. Police, guard adjacent individual or no.
I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, madame.
Sure.
So bashful.
So
Not gonna like throw a chair as you leave, like fucking.
Viper
cool off,
turns
no?
around and, like steps out of the door and pulls the door closed behind her just a little bit too hard.
There you go. There it is.
I think you definitely see like a couple of the people waiting in line like staring at you as you slam the door.
And then I'm slightly stooped over in this room. I'm like, Madam V, do you want to take a walk?
Be happy to. Not going as well as we thought.
Well, Dorothy's got it handled, I'm sure.
All right then.
And actually, what I'd like to do is head out to maybe the loading area and possibly canvass the workers there.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to you after we finish this scene in the manager's office. So, Dorothy, how are you going to recover from this faux pas?
I'm kind of sorry.
No. I'm actually going to intimidate the person as well. This person's not sitting right with me. And I'm going to sharply turn to the elf and say, I don't want to assume their gender.
No, it's he, him.
Oh, okay.
Sir, this is a matter of public safety, and if you don't if you don't get back to us with all the information that you have, I may have to write you up for aiding and abetting a breach of quarantine.
Oh wow, bringing out them big guns.
Intimidate. 16, 20.
Okay.
Plus, wait, is it 20? It might be 24 again if I am a cop for real. Piece of paper.
Yeah, that does apply. And this guy's not a manager, so you also get your full. So it's a 25.
Aiding and abetting, sir.
I think Sarah Kosh is like. Sarah Kosh does not have eyebrows, but has a brow ridge, and so that raises, as you mentioned, breaking of quarantine.
Listen, sir, I may be immortal, but I don't have time for this.
I think Sarah Kosh turns to the employee and says, "Well, you heard the lady," and he says, puts his hands up defensively and says, "Okay, I'm not getting paid enough to get arrested for this job. Let me think. Okay, okay, I'm gonna make a gonna make a notice roll for this guy. He gets a 6. Okay. Blue shirt, black pants. They were nice quality. Slightly shorter than me. Human. Guy.
Dorothy is staring unblinking at him.
Brown hair. Dark skin. Looked friendly? No?
Turns out this guy actually is just a dumbass.
I'm sorry, I can't think of anything else.
I write the address. I assume there's pieces of paper here in the post office.
Yeah.
I write the address of the embassy and slide it over and say, if you remember any more details or see this person again, please contact us here. Thank you for your valuable time.
Sarakash says, yes, absolutely. And the elf clerk is just like nodding vigorously. Absolutely terrified. Yeah.
I go find my friends.
Yeah. Okay, so V and Viper, the two of you are back around at the loading dock. There's like a variety of people here. There's a wagon full of parcels, and people are coming and going, much like in the front, but most of the packages back here are much larger. And what do the two of you do? Oh, actually, you know what? Before we get into this scene, let's take a quick break, and we will be back shortly.